outside world, most of which also operates on a circadian or circadia time scale. And of course, all this developed to keep us in harmony with the rotation of the Earth, the rising and setting of the sun, which happens also on a 24-hour time scale.
So what have you been studying in science most recently?
Well, so what have I been studying most recently in science? So like I said, I've been focusing mostly on the Drosophila nervous system, the brain of the fruit fly, and the specific neurons in the fruit fly that are responsible for circadian control of the nervous system. And there's just 75 pairs of these specific neurons in the fly brain. It's a very small, discrete subset of the brain. We've also been interested in sleep in the fruit fly, that is, how and why flies sleep, with the notion that we'd be able to learn something about human sleep from studying fly sleep. Very analogous to the way we learn something about human circadian rhythms from studying Drosophila or fruit fly circadian rhythms.
Evie, do you think I should change it to manual focus? Just so it's a bit clearer?
No, I think it's good.
It's good? All right.
You can cut that part, I understand.
No, that's not what we were talking.
Little editing. Why do you not even cut when you guys...
Oh, no, we're cutting almost all of it, yeah.
Yeah. I know, I got it.
What innovations or discoveries have you made throughout the years?
Well, I think the big one, what innovations or discoveries have I made throughout the years? So we've learned lots of little things about gene expression, about RNA splicing. But the big one is, of course, the one for which we were awarded this prize, namely, what are the genetic underpinnings? What's the mechanism that really controls circadian rhythms? In other words, if circadian timekeeper was a watch, what's the quartz crystal, or what's the mechanism inside the watch that helps it to keep time? And that was really our discovery, this negative feedback loop that is involved in timekeeping.
Do you have any great stories within your laboratory?
Any great stories within my laboratory? What is fun to tell you about? Well, there've been many people of all different kinds of personalities that have come and gone. So one characteristic of my laboratory for more than, I would say for almost 40 years, we had lunch together once a week called Lab Lunch. And the person who gave group meeting, who spoke about their work to the group, that person had to cook lunch for everybody the next week. And since there were 20 or 25 people, it was quite a lot of effort to make an ethnic lunch, something from the part of the country you came from or from the part of the world you came from, and then feed the entire lab. And many people, the rumors were that people were more nervous about the quality of their lunch than they were about the presentation and their quality of their research work. So that's one story. My wife, who worked in the lab, who you just met, I think maybe you didn't. Yes, you did. She said hello to both of you. She was trying to stop smoking, and we had and there was a runner in the lab, a woman who was a runner, and Nadja said she was still smoking, and she could break 10 minutes in a mile, having never done any exercise since she left high school, and still smoking 2 packs a day. And we had the whole lab go down there and lay bets on whether she could do it or not. She did do it.
Wow.
And so we've had lots of fun human stories in the lab over the years of all kinds. Occasionally a fight, a love affair, all kinds of things like that.
What other activities do you enjoy?
What other activities do I enjoy? I like sports. I like watching them. I like playing them, although I do less of that than I used to. Go to the gym. Still play some tennis, although not terribly well anymore. Ride a bike. We like going to the movies. We travel. We like eating, cooking. We go to the movies. We read books. We visit our grandchildren in California and our other daughter who lives here in Newton, like you do. So we lead a pretty full, well-rounded life, doing all kinds of different things.
What movies do you like? What are some of your favorite?
What movies? We saw a movie called Wonderstruck yesterday, a new